Bonjour Year 8, welcome to lesson 3 of the second spring half term, and we're looking again at food and drink, manger et boire. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, Paris, what you need for today's lesson is your exercise book, a pen and a ruler and a coloured pen or highlighter for corrections, and the sentence builder which is on class charts, which can be printed off. Or if you don't have access to a printer, you can just open this as a tab in the background. Pause to get all that ready now. Press play to go on. Thank you for uploading all of your work so far onto class charts. Please remember to upload evidence of all of the work you do in any one lesson, including Quizlets, and please follow the indicated time on each slide and move on if you do not finish your work. Please email me if you have any questions at all about the activities in today's lesson, and here's my email address. As always, Year 8, please write down the date in French and underline it neatly in your book. This should be in the top right-hand corner of your page. Then on the next line down, I want you to write down the title in French and English. Qu'est-ce qu'il préfère manger et boire? What does he prefer to eat and drink? And then neatly underline that in your book. Then on the third line down, write down the objective, l'objectif, to use opinion verbs to describe what others think of food and drink. Pause to do that now. Press play when you're ready to do the do now. And here is your do now activity. It should take no more than 5 minutes. I'd like you to reorder the French words so that the sentences make sense, and you can use the English translations to help you. So for example, fromage, le quart, n'aime pas, je, c'est malsain. Doesn't mean anything in that order. The English is given, I don't like cheese as it is unhealthy. And there is your answer. Je n'aime pas le fromage car c'est malsain. Okay, I want you to do the same thing using the English to help you for 1, 2 and 3. Write down the French correctly and write the English next to them. Pause to do that now. Press play to check your answers. And here are those answers. Number 1, numéro 1. J'aime le pain car c'est sain is what you should have written, because that is I like bread as it is healthy. 2. J'adore les chocolats parce qu'ils sont délicieux. I love chocolates because they are delicious. Make sure you've spelled délicieux correctly in the masculine plural form with the accent on the first E. 3. Je déteste le poisson car c'est gras. I hate fish as it is greasy. Pause if you need to and press play when you're ready to go on to the first activity. Okay, Year 8, I'm going to read you a text, so I want you to put your pens down and give me your full attention now. I want you to listen really carefully to all the words and how they're pronounced. So I'm going to read first of all on my own, and then after that you're going to read the text with me at the same time. And then after that you're going to read it again and try to beat me, but making sure that you're saying all of the words. So first of all, just sit and listen really carefully while I read. Salut, je m'appelle Antoine et j'aime beaucoup le fromage parce que c'est gras. Je n'aime pas la salade verte car je pense que c'est trop sain. Cependant, j'adore le riz car c'est épicé. En plus, je préfère les chocolats et à mon avis, ils sont délicieux. Mais je n'aime pas les œufs car ils sont gras. De plus, je déteste les pommes de terre car elles sont dégoûtantes. Aussi, j'adore les pommes vertes car elles sont délicieuses. Au revoir, Antoine. Okay, now this time, I want you to read it at the same time as me, okay? Here we go. Salut, je m'appelle Antoine et j'aime beaucoup le fromage parce que c'est gras. Je n'aime pas la salade verte car je pense que c'est trop sain. Cependant, j'adore le riz car c'est épicé. En plus, je préfère le chocolat et à mon avis, ils sont délicieux. Mais je n'aime pas les œufs car ils sont gras. De plus, je déteste les pommes de terre car elles sont dégoûtantes. Aussi, j'adore les pommes vertes car elles sont délicieuses. Au revoir, Antoine. Okay, now I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it quicker. See if you can beat me this time. Salut, je m'appelle Antoine et j'aime beaucoup le fromage parce que c'est gras. Je n'aime pas la salade verte car je pense que c'est trop sain. Cependant, j'adore le riz car c'est épicé. En plus, je préfère le chocolat et à mon avis, ils sont délicieux. Mais je n'aime pas les œufs car ils sont gras. De plus, je déteste les pommes de terre car elles sont dégoûtantes. Aussi, j'adore les pommes vertes car elles sont délicieuses. Au revoir, Antoine. Okay, could you beat me that time? Well done if you did. Make sure you're pronouncing all of those words really well. This activity should take 10 minutes. It's spot the difference. You have 4 different texts, and in each text there are 7 differences. I want you to write down the 7 differences for each of the different texts. So you can divide your page into 4 columns, and you can write 1 to 7 in each of them, and then write the differences. Let's have a quick look at the first one together. Okay, so salut, je m'appelle Antoine et j'aime beaucoup le poulet. Salut, je m'appelle Antoine, j'aime beaucoup le poisson. J'aime beaucoup le pain. J'aime beaucoup le fromage. So the first food item that's mentioned is the difference. Poulet, poisson, le pain, and le fromage. Okay, so write those down with the article, the le, for each of them in section number 1. Pause to do that now. When you've found all 7 differences, press play to check your answers. So here was the first difference that we went through. Le poulet is chicken, le poisson, fish, le pain, bread, and le fromage, cheese. Pause to check that. Press play to check number 2. Okay, the next difference was the description. C'est épicé, épicé spicy, délicieux, delicious, malsain, unhealthy, and gras, greasy. Pause to check that, press play to go on. Okay, number 3, the difference was the verb. J'aime un peu, I like a bit. Je n'aime pas, I don't like. Je déteste, I hate. And je préfère, I prefer. Pause to check that or correct it or tick it. Press play to go on. Difference number 4 was les fruits, fruit. Les œufs, eggs. Les légumes, vegetables. And les chocolats, chocolates. Well done, year 8. And the next difference was sucré, sweet. Dégoûtant, disgusting. Sain, healthy. And délicieux, delicious. Pause to tick or correct that now. Press play to go on. And difference number 6 was the verb. So j'aime, I like. J'aime un peu, I like a bit. Je n'aime pas, I don't like. And je déteste, I hate. Tick that or correct it now. And your final difference was the adjective. So délicieuse, saine, malsaine, and dégoûtante. Pause if you need to, tick or correct. Well done, year 8. Très bien. Okay, Year 8. I want you to spend 10 minutes writing a paragraph about what you like and dislike to eat and giving the reasons why you like or dislike them. You need to include your likes and dislikes, at least 6 items of food or drink, connectives, opinions and reasons, and complex opinion expressions. So I'll show you these in the text below in a second. The language you should be using is the je form to express your likes and dislikes. J'aime, je n'aime pas, je déteste, j'adore. A variety of at least 6 food and drink items. Connectives such as cependant, en plus, aussi, parce que. Complex opinion expressions such as à mon avis, je pense que, and franchement. I've included these in the paragraph which you'll see in a second. At least 6 reasons, half positive and half negative. And here is my example text. So we can have a quick look through this together. In the red, we have the opinion verbs. In pink, we have the food items. The connectives are in purple. Here, joining sentences together or introducing new sentences. Opinions and reasons are in light blue. And then the complex opinion expressions are in orange. So use this in order to help you do your writing. Spend no more than 10 minutes just writing it in French, please. Merci. Okay, now Year 8, pronunciation practice. Put everything down and out of your hands. You're going to have to speak now and listen and repeat. Écoutez et répétez. Okay, we're going to go through each of the different columns and what they mean, and then we're going to say some full sentences using the sentence builder grid. You must use this time to practice out loud your French. You could get someone to listen to you if you wanted to. Right, here we go. Écoutez et répétez. Qu'est-ce que tu manges et tu bois normalement? Your turn. And again, qu'est-ce que tu manges et tu bois normalement? So that is your main question. What do you eat and drink normally? And we're going to answer that question using our grid. And as you can see, it's got frequency expressions saying how often we actually eat the different meals and food in the first column. So let's go through how to pronounce these individually. Écoutez et répétez. Normalement. Your turn. And again, normalement. Good. Next. En général. Your turn. En général. D'habitude. Your turn. Notice we don't pronounce the H, it's silent. Écoutez et répétez. D'habitude. Good. Okay. Écoutez et répétez. De temps en temps. Notice how we pronounce this S here because it comes before a vowel. De temps en temps. One more time. De temps en temps. And notice how, because there's nothing after this, that sounds like temps. We don't pronounce the P or the S, but with that, we pronounce the S. Temps en temps. Okay? Écoutez et répétez. Le week-end. And again, le week-end. These are your meals in this column. So at breakfast is au petit déjeuner. Écoutez et répétez. Au petit déjeuner. And again, au petit déjeuner. Good, that's at breakfast. At lunch is au déjeuner. Écoutez et répétez. Au déjeuner. It's the same word as for petit déjeuner without the petit in it for lunch, okay? Okay, and at dinner, écoutez et répétez. Au dîner. Au dîner. Okay? And the verb I eat. Écoutez et répétez. Je mange. Je mange. Okay, you'll notice an en sound. En. Je mange. One more time. Je mange. Good. Okay, And to say I have, you say je prends, which you've seen as to take in the past, but they use this verb. They don't use avoir in French to say I have. They'll use the verb prendre and they use je prends to say I have. Écoutez et répétez. Je prends. Je prends. And that's when they're talking about food and drink specifically. Okay. Écoutez et répétez. Je bois. Je bois. I drink. So an OI, which we've seen before, is a wa sound, like a WA in English. Okay, so you can see we've got drinks here next to je bois, and for the food items, we're going to use je mange and je prends, and then these food and drink items. Some you've seen before, some are specific to breakfast. Écoutez et répétez. Des céréales. Des céréales. You can hear my voice here going up. Céréales. One more time. Des céréales. Good. Écoutez et répétez. Des fruits. Des fruits. Good. So toast. Du pain grillé. So you notice the double L makes a Y sound and then the E makes an A sound. Écoutez et répétez. Du pain grillé. Du pain grillé. Good. Butter. Écoutez et répétez. Du beurre. Your turn. Du beurre. Your turn. Cheese. Du fromage. Du fromage. Good. Chicken. Du poulet. Your turn. Du poulet. Fish. Du poisson. Du poisson. Make sure it's got a double S here. Okay. Écoutez et répétez. De la viande. De la viande. So that's meat and it's feminine. That's why it's de la. That's the only one on here that is feminine. Écoutez et répétez des œufs. And again, des œufs. So we've had eggs before, we've had potatoes before. Let's just practice one more time. Des pommes de terre. Des pommes de terre. And we've added chips. Écoutez et répétez. Des frites. Des frites. Good. Okay. Now we're going to use je bois and the drinks. Écoutez et répétez. Du chocolat chaud. Your turn. Okay. Du jus d'orange. Good. Du café. That's coffee. You notice with orange juice, du jus d'orange, they say juice of orange. The adjective always comes after the noun. Okay, we've done du café. Let's do tea. Écoutez et répétez. Du thé. Du thé. It's not a th, it's just a T sound. You don't sound the H. Écoutez et répétez. Du lait. Du lait. Good. That's milk and then water we've had before. De l'eau. Again, de l'eau. Well done. Let's make a couple of sentences using the pronunciation practice sentence builder grid. Okay, here we go. Écoutez et répétez. Normalement, au petit déjeuner, je mange des céréales. Your turn. Good. En général, au déjeuner, je prends du poulet. Your turn. Sorry, my turn. D'habitude, au dîner, je bois du thé. Next. De temps en temps, au petit déjeuner, je bois du café. Good. Le week-end, au déjeuner, je prends des frites. Well done, Year 8. Year 8, we're going to do dictée, which is dictation. So I'm going to say some sentences in French and you're going to write the French exactly as I say it. You can pause if you need to and you can rewind if you need to as well. Okay, numéro 1. I'll say everything twice. Normalement, au petit déjeuner. Normalement, au petit déjeuner, je mange des céréales. Je mange des céréales. 2. D'habitude, au déjeuner, je prends du poulet. D'habitude, au déjeuner, je prends du poulet. Pause if you need to, rewind if you need to. 3. De temps en temps, au dîner, je bois du café. 3. De temps en temps, au dîner, je bois du café. 4. Le week-end, au petit déjeuner, je prends du jus d'orange. Le week-end, au petit déjeuner, je prends du jus d'orange. Okay, for that last one, I have gone into a different block than you might expect. But je prends du jus d'orange. Rewind if you need to, pause if you need to, press play when you're ready to go to the answers. Okay. So here's what I said. Normalement, au petit déjeuner, je mange des céréales. Make sure you've got your accents on the E of déjeuner and the 2 E's of céréales at the start. 2. D'habitude, au déjeuner, je prends du poulet. Okay, tick these or correct them if you need to. Pause when you need to. 3. De temps en temps, au dîner, je bois du café. Make sure you've got your accent on dîner and on the E of café. 4. Le week-end, au petit déjeuner, je prends du jus d'orange. Make sure you've got your accent on the E of déjeuner for this one. Well done, Year 8. I want you to now translate the sentences into English, so pause to do that now. Merci. Okay, you ready for the answers? Here we go. 1. Normally at breakfast I eat cereal. 2. Usually at lunch I have chicken. 3. From time to time at dinner I drink coffee. And 4. At the weekend at breakfast I have orange juice. So if you do have a look at the last one, because we've used I have, you can use je prends to say I have food or drink items. So the prendre you can use with the drinks as well as with the food. That's perfectly acceptable in French. Okay, pause to check that now. Press play when you want to go into the next activity. For this activity, I would like you to complete the activity Learn and then Test on Quizlet. Okay, now you're going to do a translation activity. I want you to copy the French sentences I've written down here, and I want you to translate them into English as well. So it's a 10-minute activity. You'll need maybe 1.5 to 2 minutes to copy the sentences first of all, and then translate them into English using your sentence builder grid to help you. Pause to do that now. Press play when you're ready to check the answers. Okay, let's check those answers. 1, in general at dinner I eat fish and chips and I drink water. Usually at breakfast I have toast and butter. 3, from time to time at lunch I eat eggs and I have orange juice. 4, normally I drink water at breakfast and at lunch, and at dinner I have milk. And finally, number 5, at the weekend at breakfast I drink hot chocolate and I eat cereal because it's delicious. Pause to double check those are correct, make any changes you need to, and press play to go on. Thank you for all your hard work today, Year 8. I'm really looking forward to seeing photos of your work on class charts and your really good paragraphs and translations. So please upload those within 24 hours to get a very well-deserved achievement point. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.